potential niches in which you can super specialize. Now let's look at that. What are the things which are already in the domain of large industries now, okay, or which are already big. So these are not even things where there is any question. These are already big. You already find really huge players in these industries. Fintech, as we know, and we all named players like Paytm and Cred, okay, all of these people, and these are not Paytm is not a small entity, right? Like especially with when it was a domain that there was demonetization, these kinds of things mushroom. Okay, so Paytm is one, Cred is another. There are other entities which are lending, so loans, they specialize in just loans. Okay, lending kind of technologies they specialize in. You have the likes of Zerodha, who recently became um, a unicorn which is specializing in discount broking. So fintech industries are like they're in all payment banks, okay, or Airtel payment bank, okay, and then payment wallets that you use like PayZapp and all of that. All these people are covered under fintech. So banks have all the entities or services like that which are classified into the domain of fintech. Okay, so that is a huge area. It's already huge because, as you were saying, there are huge companies like this. There are banks which are in this domain. Okay, so already this sector is not something which is like new or um, has a you can have a doubt that whether it is going to work. It is because that's what the way is. That's what the payment is. It makes that's what the future is. It makes things very easy for you to transact. Okay, and that is why this industry is set to increase. Who are the players? We just had a discussion of that. Applicable law. What are the laws that are applicable to fintech? And it's not again like very recent. What is the scope in research in tech law in India and abroad? That is a question. It can, so if you can't, you probably may not be able to make a career in research in tech law the way you would in competition. Okay, but when you are, see, the thing is, if you want to survive even for providing services in fintech or in reviewing contracts or in looking at the applicability of regulations, research becomes like necessary byproduct of that. Okay, you may not be able to make a career as such as a research person in tech law, but it becomes a base of all of these domains. So if you're looking at a service provider who is providing these things, you may be able to work with them. Contract law in fintech. Contract law, we're not talking of Indian Contracts Act. We're talking of like specific legislations that you think would apply to fintech. Just think like it is a finance and money is moving. So wherever money is moving, okay, you are very likely to find RBI involved, the Reserve Bank involved. Okay, so you will always find specific directions or regulations of Reserve Bank of India which are applicable to fintech entities. Okay, because if they are lending, yeah, so your Banking Regulation Act and also whatever other directions that they issue or circulars that they issue to banks or other intermediaries, financial intermediaries, okay, non-banking finance companies also. So whatever kind of regulations that you have, it will apply to fintech entities. PDP bill, Gaurav, will apply across the board to a lot of different kind of technology companies and may not be restricted only to fintech. But the likes of Banking Regulation Act or RBI directions or circulars, okay, these will apply to only finance fintech kind of entities. Okay, banks, NBFCs. Okay, to them it will be applicable. Then you have entities which are actually intermediaries registered with SEBI. Yeah, so Dhananjay, exactly as you said, all everything that is applicable by regulators. Okay, so SEBI. So you have brokers. Naturally, these are regulated by SEBI. Okay, and then providers which are providing specific, let's say, portfolio management kind of services and all. These will also be regulated by SEBI. So that is very specific law, like which are regulations which are applicable to fintech companies. You will have payment and settlement services, okay, which will be applicable when you are using payment gateways. Of course, all your contractual restrictions are still there, right? So you're going to be looking at that as well. And it can be a huge, it can be actually like, a really good area if you are understanding the applicability of each of regulations to the fintech entities. If you are just super specializing on that, okay, you can get a very good scope in that, because you understand what exactly is the compliance level required, and you are keeping updated with whatever new requirements or directions come for these kinds of entities.